Good morning, class 9. Last class we have seen about rocks, the different types of rocks, that is sedimentary rocks, igneous rocks and metamorphic rocks. This class we are going to see about volcanoes, the ejection of molten rock material because of different reasons. The reasons may be many. One may be pressure, heat or radioactivity inside the earth, or maybe water. Radioactivity inside the earth increases the heat, and this leads to volcanism. And plate tectonics, when the movement inside the plates gets disturbed, that leads to either earthquakes or volcanoes, right? The earth is divided into two types of tectonic plates. One is the convergent tectonic plates and second one is the divergent tectonic plates. The convergent tectonic plates, they come together, the tectonic plates, they come together, and this causes a disturbance in the landforms. This causes a disturbance, and that causes maybe landforms or maybe volcanoes or earthquakes. That causes a immense pressure. And here divergent tectonic plates, the plates move away from each other. The plates move away from each other. Volcanoes are caused by convergent tectonic plates or divergent tectonic plates, but they are not caused by tectonic plates which are slide past one another. When it is slide past one another, it generally causes fold mountains. It generally causes fold mountains. Now let's see some features of a volcano. Vent. The opening from which the ejected material comes out is known as a vent. The ejected material may be a liquid material or a ash. Then crater. Crater is the opening which is formed. The depression which is formed is known as a crater. Then cinder. Cinders are any material which are coming out through a volcano, and lava is only the liquid material or the molten material which comes out through the volcano. Magma is liquid material or molten material which stays inside the volcano. A volcano may be a centrally erupted volcano or a fissure volcano. A fissure volcano is a volcano wherein the lava comes out through a crack-like opening. A centrally erupted volcano means it comes through a vent, but a fissure volcano means it comes through the fissures or cracks like openings. So generally when it comes through the fissures, the rate of explosion is very less. Now let's see what are the types of volcanoes on the basis of intensity of eruption. The first type of volcano is active volcanoes. So here the intensity of eruption is intermittent in nature. Most of the time they erupt very frequently. Mount Etna, Mount Vesuvius, Mount Stromboli, Barren Islands in Andaman, all these are examples of active volcanoes. And next one is dormant volcanoes, also known as sleeping volcanoes. So these dormant volcanoes, these sleep for some time. They do not erupt for most of the time, but they are likely to erupt after some time. West Indies, Caribbean islands, these are examples for volcanoes of dormancy. Next one is extinct volcanoes. They have erupted sometimes in the past, but they are not likely to erupt anytime in the future. Right? Mount Kilimanjaro is one of the examples of extinct volcanoes. Types of volcanoes on the basis of shape after eruption. Conical volcano. So the volcano, the shape will be like this, like a cone after eruption. But a shield volcano is spread over a large area. spread over a large area, then it's known as a shield volcano. Mount Fuji is an example. Now let's see what are the products of a volcanic eruption. Generally we think that only lava comes out during a volcanic eruption, but along with lava, so many products are coming out during a volcanic eruption. Solid, liquid, gas. All three forms come out during a volcanic eruption. Now let's see. Lava comes out, magma stays inside, steam comes out. So during a volcanic eruption we see a lot of steam coming out. Along with that, sometimes cinder comes out, right? Ash comes out. So sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, hydrogen, hydrogen sulfide, ash, pebbles, rock boulders, all these come out during a volcanic eruption. Some gases are inflammable, some gases are they go out into the space. So we can see only lava as the outcome of a volcanic eruption. And when they go out into the space, they cause acid rain. When all these gases they go out into the space, they may be a reason for acid rain. If at all a volcanic eruption is accompanied by a rainfall, then this ash and pebbles they form a mud flow. So that is more dangerous in most of the places. Now let's see the world distribution of volcanoes. Circum-Pacific belt, mid-world mountain belt and other regions. Circum-Pacific belt, it has the most number of volcanoes. See, we have so many volcanoes in the world, out of which so many have become extinct and so many have become dormant. And out of the active volcanoes, most of the active volcanoes are there in the Circum-Pacific belt, which is a convergent tectonic belt. The Circum-Pacific belt is a convergent tectonic belt. So here we have lot of volcanic activity over here. So here we find this Mount Cotopaxi, Mount Chimborazo, Mount Krakatoa, and most of the places in North America, South America, Aleutian Islands and Indonesia, Philippines, all these places come under the Circum-Pacific belt, right? And mostly you have this Japanese islands also under this Circum-Pacific belt. And next coming to mid-world mountain belt. Mid-world mountain belt, contrasting to Circum-Pacific belt, this is a divergent tectonic plate. So the Atlantic region, the Atlantic Ocean region, this is a place where you have this mid-world mountain belt. Here we have Mount Vesuvius, Mount Stromboli, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Barren Islands, all these will be present in this mid-world mountain belt. Even the Himalayan region of India, that is also present in the mid-world mountain belt, right? And coming to other regions, the African Rift Valley, the Caribbean Islands, the Hawaii Islands, all these are present in the other regions, right? So this is the world distribution of mountains, volcanoes. Now let us see the effects of volcanic activity. We have both positive and negative effects of volcanic activity. Let us see the positive effects of volcanic activity. The first positive effect of volcanic activity is the formation of fertile soils like the black soil. Even the Deccan Plateau of India is having black soil because of volcanic activity. Many places will be having these orchards, vegetable gardens because of these black soils. And next one is formation of minerals. Minerals will be formed from volcanic activity. Lot of minerals will be formed from volcanic activity. We see this diamonds and all, coal, all these minerals will be formed from volcanic activity. And next one is formation of hot springs. Very hot water, that is hot springs within the earth, will be formed with volcanic activity, and this hot springs, they are very useful for treatment of many diseases. And next one is geothermal energy. Geothermal energy is as good as hydroelectricity. So many places like Australia, they are dependent upon geothermal energy. Even places like India, in Himachal Pradesh, we have in Kuga Valley, we have this geothermal plant. And next one is it increases the beauty of landscape. Yellowstone Park in USA, so many people go there to see that hot springs. So it increases the beauty of landscape. These are the positive effects of volcanoes. Now let's see the negative effects of volcanoes. The first negative effect of volcano is destruction of life and property. So whenever a volcano is caused, the place is totally destroyed over there. Even the people, so many people die. So lot of destruction is causing destruction of life and property. Next one is landslides and mudfall. Whenever a volcano is going on with rainfall, we see a landslide or a mudfall. Accompanied with a rainfall, we see a landslide or a mudfall. And it causes lot of pollution because a volcano breaks out. You see, along with lava, we see steam coming out, we see lot of ashes coming out, we see gases like carbon dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, all these coming out. So it causes a lot of pollution. If that volcano is caused in coastal areas, it causes tsunamis. So when a tsunami is caused, it causes lot of destruction. Lot of islands are submerged. So this tsunami is very destructive. Hope the lesson is understood. Thank you.